You've been told nuts are healthy, right? Heart, healthy fats, protein, minerals, sounds perfect. But here's what nobody's telling you. If you're a man over 50 eating the wrong nuts, you could be accidentally flooding your body with plant estrogens, crushing your testosterone, and yes, contributing to erectile problems. And the worst part, the nuts marketed as healthiest are often the worst offenders. Today I'm exposing which 4 nuts are secretly sabotaging male hormones and which 4 you should be eating instead. This isn't fear-mongering. It's about understanding how certain plant compounds interact with aging male hormones. Because here's the thing, as your testosterone naturally declines with age, you become much more sensitive to foods that can tip your hormonal balance in the wrong direction. By the end of this, you'll know exactly which nuts to avoid, which to embrace, and how to optimize your nut consumption for maximum testosterone support. Some of what I'm about to share might shock you, especially about certain health foods that are anything but healthy for men. First, let's understand what we're dealing with. Nuts can impact male hormones and sexual health through several mechanisms. They contain phytoestrogens, which are plant compounds that can mimic estrogen in your body. They provide minerals like zinc and selenium that are crucial for testosterone production. They affect inflammation, which directly impacts circulation and hormone balance, and they influence your omega fatty acid ratios, which affect everything from blood flow to hormone production. The key is knowing which nuts tip these factors in your favor and which ones might work against you, especially as your hormonal balance becomes more delicate with age. The 4 nuts to limit or avoid. Let's start with the most controversial soy nuts. These aren't technically tree nuts, but legumes, though they're often marketed alongside nuts as a heart-healthy protein source. Soy contains high levels of isoflavones, particularly gynine and dine, which are potent phytoestrogens that can bind to estrogen receptors in your body. Here's what the research actually shows. A Harvard study found that men consuming the equivalent of 2 servings of soy daily had sperm counts, 41 million per milliliter lower than men who didn't consume soy. Another study from the University of Guelph showed that just 56 grams of soy protein daily for 4 weeks decreased testosterone levels by 19%. For a man already dealing with age-related testosterone decline, this additional drop can be the difference between feeling vital and feeling exhausted. The processing of soy nuts makes things worse. Unlike traditional fermented soy products like tempeh or natto, where fermentation reduces phytoestrogen activity, soy nuts are simply roasted soybeans with concentrated isoflavone levels. 1 serving can contain up to 150 milligrams of isoflavones. That's like taking an estrogen supplement. What makes this particularly concerning for older men is that you become more sensitive to estrogen as you age. Your aromatase enzyme activity increases, already converting more of your testosterone to estrogen. Adding dietary phytoestrogens to this equation is like pouring gasoline on a hormonal fire. Men who eliminate soy nuts often report improvements in energy and morning erections within just 2 to 3 weeks. If you're getting protein from soy, it's time to reconsider, but this doesn't mean all soy is evil. Which brings us to an important distinction before we move to the next problematic nut. Speaking of foods marketed as healthy that might be working against you, let's talk about flax seeds. Walk into any health food store and you'll see ground flax promoted as a superfood, omega-3 powerhouse, and prostate protector. But here's what they're not telling you about. Flax is dark side for male hormones. Flax contains lignans, another type of phytoestrogen, in absolutely astronomical concentrations, about 800 times more than other plant foods. To put this in perspective, just 1 tablespoon of ground flax contains more phytoestrogens than a cup of soy milk. A clinical study from Duke University found that men consuming 30 grams of flax seeds daily, about 3 tablespoons experienced a 15% decrease in testosterone levels in just 1 month, but it gets worse. The lignin in flax don't just act like estrogen. They also increase production of sex hormone-binding globulin by up to 20%. Remember, SHBG locks up your free testosterone, making it unavailable for use. So Flex delivers a double whammy, lowering total testosterone while binding up more of what remains. The omega-3 argument for flax is also problematic for men. Flax contains ALA omega-3s, which your body must convert to useful. EPA and DHA men convert only about 5 to 8% of ALA, while women convert up to 21%. This gender difference exists because estrogen enhances conversion, meaning flax is literally designed by nature to work better in female bodies than male ones. I've seen men's hormonal blood work completely transform after eliminating their daily flax routine. One patient, a 58-year-old who'd been adding ground flax to his smoothies for years, thinking he was being healthy, saw his free testosterone increase by 22% within 6 weeks of stopping. His exact words were, "I feel like someone turned the lights back on." This naturally leads us to our third problematic nut, which shares a similar issue but hides it behind clever marketing. Those attractively packaged, flavored nuts at the gas station or grocery store. You know, the ones honey roasted cinnamon sugar BQ flavored or anything with that distinctive licorice or anise taste. You might think you're making a healthy choice by grabbing nuts instead of candy, but these processed versions are hormone disasters waiting to happen. Let's start with the licorice connection that most men have no idea about. Licorice contains glycemic acid, a compound that's been proven to tank testosterone levels. An Italian study gave men just 7 grams of licorice daily. That's less than what's used to flavor a small bag of nuts. And their testosterone dropped by 44% within just 4 days. 4 days. The mechanism is brutal. Glycemic acid blocks the enzyme that converts cholesterol to testosterone while simultaneously increasing cortisol, your stress hormone that opposes testosterone. But even without licorice, heavily processed nuts create multiple problems. The high heat roasting process, often at temperatures exceeding 300 degrees, creates acrylamides and advanced glycation end products, both of which promote inflammation and damage hormone-producing cells. The oils used are typically cheap vegetable oils high in omega-6 fatty acids. Your omega-6 to omega-3 ratio should ideally be around 4 to 1, but processed nuts can push it to 20 to 1 or higher, creating systemic inflammation that suppresses testosterone and impairs blood flow. Then there's the sugar coating, that honey roasting. It's basically candy with nuts inside. The sugar spike causes insulin release, and chronically elevated insulin directly suppresses testosterone production while promoting fat storage, especially around your midsection. That belly fat then produces more aromatase enzyme, converting what little testosterone you have into estrogen. It's a vicious cycle that starts with something as innocent seeming as honey roasted peanuts. I had a patient who ate a can of honey-roasted mixed nuts every day, thinking he was being healthy. His testosterone was 285, which is clinically low. We eliminated the processed nuts, replaced them with raw alternatives, and 3 months later, his levels were 425. He also lost 12 pounds without changing anything else. Now, you might be thinking peanuts themselves are the problem, and you'd be partially right, which leads perfectly into our fourth problematic nut. Peanuts are another legume, not a true nut. And while they're not inherently bad, overconsumption can be problematic for men's health. Peanuts are extremely high in omega-6 fatty acids with very little omega-3 to balance them. This promotes inflammation throughout your body, including in your blood vessels and hormone-producing glands. Peanuts also commonly contain aflatoxins, naturally occurring fungal toxins that can affect liver function. Your liver is crucial for hormone metabolism, including clearing excess estrogen and producing proteins that transport hormones. Impaired liver function means impaired hormone balance. Additionally, peanuts are one of the most common allergens, and even mild undiagnosed sensitivities can create chronic inflammation. This ongoing inflammatory response suppresses testosterone production and impairs circulation. If you enjoy peanut butter, limit it to a few times per week rather than daily. Choose organic Valencia peanuts when possible, as they have lower aflatoxin levels, and always balance peanut consumption with omega-3 rich foods. Now that we've covered what to avoid, let's shift to the good news. The nuts that can actually support and potentially boost your testosterone levels. These aren't magic bullets, but they contain specific compounds that your body needs for optimal hormone production. And unlike the problematic nuts we just discussed, these work with your male biology, not against it. If I could recommend only one nut for men over 50, it would be Brazil nuts. Hands down, these large, creamy nuts from the Amazon rainforest are essentially testosterone supplements disguised as food. Here's why they're so powerful. One single Brazil nut contains about 90 to 100 micrograms of selenium, which is nearly twice your daily requirement. And selenium isn't just another mineral. It's specifically critical for male reproductive health. Your testicles contain more selenium per gram of tissue than almost any other organ except the thyroid. The late cells that produce testosterone require selenium to function and protect themselves from oxidative damage. As you age, oxidative stress increases, essentially rusting your testosterone factories from the inside out. Selenium acts like rust protection, preserving these cells' ability to produce hormones. A groundbreaking study from the UK followed men with low selenium levels who started supplementing. After 3 months, their testosterone increased by an average of 35%, and their sperm motility improved by 52%. While this study used supplements, Brazil nuts provide the same selenium in a more bioavailable form, along with other beneficial compounds. But here's what makes Brazil nuts even more special. They also contain high levels of boron, about 1.7 milligrams per ounce. Boron helps free up bound testosterone by reducing SHBG levels. Studies show that 10 milligrams of boron daily can increase free testosterone by 28%, while reducing estradiol estrogen by 39%. Just 6 Brazil nuts provide about half this amount. The key with Brazil nuts is moderation, 1 to 2 nuts. Daily is perfect more than that, and you risk selenium toxicity. Buy organic Brazilian or Bolivian nuts when possible, as they have the highest selenium content due to soil conditions. Store them in the freezer to prevent rancidity, and if they taste bitter or metallic, they've gone bad. The best time to eat Brazil nuts is in the morning with breakfast. This provides selenium when your body's testosterone production is naturally highest. Many men report feeling more energetic and mentally sharp within just a week of adding Brazil nuts to their routine. Speaking of mental sharpness, our next power nut offers benefits that go beyond just hormones. Macadamia nuts are testosterone friendly for a different reason. They're incredibly low in omega-6 fatty acids while being high in monounsaturated fats. This fat profile reduces inflammation while supporting hormone production. Macadamias contain more monounsaturated fat than even olive oil, about 80% of their fat content. These fats support testosterone production while improving insulin sensitivity. Better insulin sensitivity means lower inflammation and higher testosterone, as insulin resistance directly suppresses hormone production. They're also rich in thiamine A-B vitamin that's crucial for energy, metabolism, and nerve function. Many men don't realize that B vitamins are essential cofactors in hormone production. Without adequate B vitamins, all the raw materials in the world won't efficiently convert to testosterone. Eat about 10 to 12 macadamia nuts daily. They're calorie-dense, so portion control matters, but their effect on satiety means you'll likely eat less overall. Buy them raw or dry roasted without salt for maximum benefit. Tiger nuts aren't actually nuts, but tubers. They're one of the best-kept secrets for men's health, popular in Africa and Spain. They're just starting to gain recognition elsewhere for their unique benefits. Tiger nuts have been shown to increase testosterone levels in multiple studies. Nigerian research found that tiger nut extract increased testosterone by up to 225% in animal studies. While human studies show more modest increases around 15 to 20%, that's still significant for a food. They're incredibly rich in arginine, an amino acid that your body converts to nitric oxide. More nitric oxide means better blood flow, stronger erections, and improved nutrient delivery to all tissues, including hormone-producing glands. They also contain high levels of zinc and vitamin E, both crucial for male reproductive health. Tiger nuts have a naturally sweet taste and can be eaten raw, roasted, or made into flour or milk. Start with about a quarter cup daily. You can find them at health food stores or online. They're also great for digestive health, containing resistant starch that feeds beneficial gut bacteria. Pistachios are exceptional for erectile function. Specifically, a study from Turkey found that men eating 100 grams of pistachios daily for 3 weeks experienced significant improvements in erectile function scores, with some reporting 50% improvement. The secret is their unique combination of arginine, antioxidants, and phytosterols. The arginine converts to nitric oxide for better blood flow. The antioxidants, particularly lutein and zeaxanthin, protect blood vessels from damage, and the phy oils help maintain healthy cholesterol levels crucial for hormone production. Pistachios also have a lower calorie content than most nuts, and their shells slow down consumption, making overeating less likely. The act of shelling them also provides a mindful eating experience that reduces stress, and lower stress means higher testosterone. Eat about 40 to 50 pistachios daily. Preferably in the shell, choose unsalted or lightly salted varieties. The green color indicates high antioxidant content, so greener nuts are better. They make an excellent afternoon snack that won't spike blood sugar. Here's how to implement this information practically daily. Essentials 1 to 2 Brazil nuts for selenium, and a handful of either macadamias, tiger nuts, or pistachios for ongoing support. This provides your baseline nutrition for hormone health. Alternate between macadamias, tiger nuts, and pistachios throughout the week to get varied benefits without overdoing any single nut. Monday might be macadamias Tuesday, pistachios Wednesday, tiger nuts, and so on. Timing matters. Eat Brazil nuts in the morning to support all-day testosterone production. Have pistachios as an afternoon snack for energy without blood sugar spikes. Tiger nuts work well as an evening snack as their resistant starch supports overnight gut health. What to avoid, eliminate, or strictly limit soy nuts and flax seeds. If you're concerned about testosterone, keep peanuts to twice weekly, maximum. Avoid all flavored or heavily processed nuts. Nuts contain delicate oils that go rancid quickly, and rancid oils are inflammatory and harmful. Store Brazil nuts and macadamias in the freezer. Their high fat content makes them especially prone to rancidity. Keep pistachios and tiger nuts in airtight containers in a cool, dark place. Buy in smaller quantities more frequently rather than bulk purchases that sit around. If nuts smell, paint like, or bitter, they're rancid, throw them out. The health detriments of rancid nuts far outweigh any benefits. Let's be honest about what nuts can and can't do. They're not going to give you the testosterone levels of a 20-year-old or replace medical treatment for serious erectile dysfunction. But they can absolutely support your body's natural hormone production and circulation. Most men notice improvements within 3 to 4 weeks of optimizing their nut intake. Better energy comes first, usually within a week or two. Improved morning erections and general vitality typically follow. Blood work showing improved testosterone levels takes 2 to 3 months of consistency. Your choice of nuts matters more than you might think for hormone health. By avoiding those high in phytoestrogens and omega-6 fatty acids, while embracing those rich in selenium, zinc, and beneficial fats, you're supporting your body's natural hormone production and circulation. This isn't about completely eliminating certain foods or obsessing over every bite. It's about making informed choices that support your health goals. If you love peanut butter, have it occasionally, but make Brazil nuts, macadamias, tiger nuts, and pistachios your go-to choices for daily snacking. Start tomorrow with 2 simple changes. Add 1 to 2 Brazil nuts to your morning routine and replace your usual snack with a handful of pistachios. Give it 30 days and pay attention to how you feel. Most men are surprised that such simple dietary changes can make a noticeable difference in energy vitality. And yes, actual function. Remember, food is medicine, and for men over 50, choosing the right nuts is an easy way to support the hormones and circulation that keep you feeling strong and vital at any age.